Okay, so I have my pattern ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my clay. And there are plaster slabs at all of the tables. There are 2 plaster slabs at each set of tables, and then there are 2 different stations up at the front. And they each have a set of, or 1 pony roller. And so this is a pony roller. It has 2 rollers on it. This one is flat. This one is curved. I would suggest using the curved side, okay, because it's going to put a more pressure in one section. Okay, so as you roll this, this is going to put more pressure in one section, and what we really want to do with this is press the clay down more than pressing the clay out. Okay, our goal is to not make it bigger. Our goal is to get this design on the piece of clay. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and show you these pieces. If you look at them, they have the texture of that canvas, okay? And believe it or not, this little bit of texture can interfere with what the design looks like in the end. It just kind of makes it a little more cloudy. And so my suggestion would be to take your hands and just to smooth this off. Okay, and make this a nice, clean, no kind of texture on it piece of clay. Okay, so you can see now that there's nothing on there. Okay, as opposed to this one, right, with that texture. Okay, so this is going to get 1 piece, or this is going to make 1 section for me. I don't want to cut this out right now. If I cut this out now, and I put it on my plaster slab, when I roll it, it's going to get distorted, okay? And you're probably not going to be able, since this is such a funky shape, you're probably not going to be able to sit it on top of that other piece of clay and be able to cut it out, because it's probably going to get stretched, okay? So you want to use just a big piece of clay that's not cut out on top of this plaster slab, and then you want to remember, you should put the smooth side down, okay? I have a lot of people who they smooth it out, but then they put the smooth side up, okay? So this is gonna go right on top. I think it's better to stand up. You're gonna be forced to stand up, okay? So I'm gonna make sure that I stand up so I can do this. And my goal is to push down, and it is gonna leave like a dent, and there is like a kind of a dent on this roller. This is not gonna matter, but I want to push down enough that I'm going to get this design to transfer. Okay, and I'm going both directions. Okay, and this is a piece of plaster. This is not clay. Plaster is very absorbent, and so it's going to be able to absorb the water and not have this stick. You can peel, let's see, a little section back and say, okay, does that look okay? And then you could put it back if it doesn't look like you rolled it enough. Okay, so I need everybody's eyes up at the front. Okay, so this one looks okay. So when I peel this back, you can see that's the shape or the design that I get. I am going to take this back to my seat now. If I cut on top of this plaster slab, okay, I'm gonna leave a cut mark on this, and every person after me is going to have that mark on their piece of plaster. Okay, so you need to roll it at the plaster that you pick and then bring it back to your seat. Okay, let's put everything down, guys. Paintbrushes, pencils, all that. Okay, so now I have this back at my seat. You can't even tell that the back of that isn't completely smooth because we use that curved part. You're gonna take this plaster or this cardboard, hold it still, and you're gonna cut straight down into this. This is why I like to use a piece of cardboard, because it makes it easy to cut this out rather than a piece of paper. Okay, and it makes everybody's design different, which I think is nice. Okay, so all of this needs to go in the recycle. You're gonna have to bring that up frequently because this is a lot of clay. This is probably another half of a slab. And so I can't keep getting new clay out and have like tons of this recycled stuff pile up. Okay, so you're gonna have to bring that up. You can see this is the design that I get. And then I would say I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 paper towels, so I have 2 sections here. And I'm gonna put this piece of clay on top of that and get ready for the next slab that I need. So I'm gonna need 4 of these. So lots of paper towels. Okay, so those are gonna go on top. So I'm gonna be ready for the next one. Okay, there are, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 different plaster slabs. Okay, there are 12 of these that you can pick from. They come from a place called CPI in Goddard, okay, which is kind of interesting that a place like this exists in our town. It's hidden. It's like down industrial. All it says is CPI on the building. But you can use 4 different ones, 4 that are the same, 2 and 2. I don't care. You get to pick what designs you put on these plaster slabs and what you want them to look like, okay? There are some that are really simple that are just lines. There are some that are really complicated, like one that looks kind of like a cheetah print. There's all kinds of different things, okay? So you get to pick and you get to roll those out. We want to try and get all 4 of them in one day. We'll just see how it goes, okay? So I'll cut some clay up at the front, and if you're ready for that, then you can come up and do it.